Straight ahead this morning, education overhaul, the reforms parents overwhelmingly want to see in their child's classroom as the incoming Trump administration vows to see them through. A new survey reveals the overwhelming majority of parents do not think biological males should be able to participate in girls' sports teams. And a majority also agree with President-elect Trump to reduce or eliminate the Department of Education altogether. Joining us now to discuss a few of the key findings is Parents Defending Education's Director of Outreach, Erika Sanzi. Good morning to you, Erika. I want to start with the first topic here. The survey showed an overwhelming, in fact, 78% completely opposed biological boys competing in girls' sports, with 62% strongly opposing that. And this is true when you asked about girls-only spaces as well, like locker rooms and bathrooms. Talk about the significance of these numbers, especially with the Biden-Harris administration trying to rewrite Title IX and how this also transcends party lines and demographics.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have known for a while that these numbers were pretty overwhelming in the direction of being against much of this. And again, like for many of us with our ear close to the ground, kind of had a sense that parents were breaking for Trump because of some of these issues. So to see these overwhelming numbers, I think just kind of confirmed what we thought we knew, which was that parents had really reached their limit and that they were so fed up that they were going to, it was going to affect their vote. What's also interesting is that in a lot of schools, they kind of bundle a lot of race and gender stuff together. Mm-hmm. But what was interesting in this is that on all of these gender questions, the strongest opposition came from Black parents, which again, I think is important. Many people don't realize, but the BLM, principals had a lot of gender stuff tangled up in them. And this is just a total rebuke from parents across the board. And also, we even see a majority of Democratic parents. So the numbers are very high for Republicans, for independents being opposed, but we're well over 50%, I think at 58% to 60% with Democrats as well, which again, I think is a very important piece of information.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by those numbers. An even larger number, though, disagreed that schools should help a child change their gender identity, which could include their name, pronouns, clothing, whatever, without their parents being notified. Break down some of those numbers.
Yeah, I mean, similar numbers here, except even more opposed. Right. And again, that's because this one is really based on deception. The sports thing, it's unlikely the parents wouldn't know. This question about facilitating gender transitions in school without parent knowledge feels like a betrayal to parents because they're saying, you need me to sign a paper for them to take an Advil, but my child's existing all day long as the opposite sex, and you're keeping that from me. So again, this is just a complete rebuke of the deception of schools when it comes to parents about their own child.
Right. It goes back to parental rights, and they're the parent, you're the teacher. You also asked about reducing the size and influence of the U.S. Department of Education. 52% of parents agree, but what I thought was interesting was the fact that 90% of parents agreed that schools need to focus on core subject areas like math, reading, writing, science, social studies to improve the quality of education here in America. And so all of these DEI and other curriculum that's been infiltrating our school systems, parents agree is not working and leading to the downfall of America's education system. Tell us more about that, because that's a huge number.
Yeah, that number being over 90%. I mean, of course, it's partly because people are kind of probably thinking, duh, like, of course you should be focusing on these subjects. But what I think a lot of parents also see, myself included, is that they see less focus on rigorous academics than what we saw when we were in school, right? So we see a lower standard for our own kids. And then we also see this sort of weird, like, the school taking on things that feel like they're sort of out of their lane. So you see a lot of sort of therapeutic language, a lot of language around social emotional learning. And you say to yourself, not only are you not qualified to be doing that,
right,
but the basics, which you are allegedly qualified to be doing, are falling by the wayside, and this is not acceptable.
And parents are flaming mad right now all across the country. Parents Defending Education's Director of Outreach, Erika Sanzi. Always great to see you on this Friday. Have a great weekend.
You too, Jan. Thanks.
Thank you.